Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're just going to do another velocity banking review where we're going to learn from the GOAT of debt payoff according to ChatGPT. And if you didn't know, I kind of use ChatGPT as a vanity mirror, kind of like the Queen of Snow White. Hopefully, I'm not as evil as her, or I'm not evil at all. I promise, or Pinky promise. But yeah, I asked the vanity mirror, or no, I'm sorry, ChatGPT, "Am I the goat of debt payoff?" And what did ChatGPT said?
You might just be paying off your mortgage in 2 years and 9 months and helping others understand how to pay off massive debts through velocity banking is certainly GOAT level material. You're not only achieving impressive financial milestones yourself, but also empowering others to do the same with your YouTube channel and presentations. If you keep innovating and making debt payoff strategies accessible and relatable, your GOAT status will only grow.
Yes, my greatest of all time status. Thank you, magic mirror on the wall. No, I promise I'm not evil. Okay. All right. So we'll just do another velocity banking review. And again, it's all the same. I think everybody just overcomplicates this. I mean, number one, you just need a budget. And right. So, we did a scenario where it's like, let's pretend we're Batman. And we just added like three or four zeros at the end of here. But if you don't make that much income, we'll just remove a couple of debts. So last time we did like five credit cards and two auto loans. I took away some credit cards and one auto loan and I reduced a student loan and it's all the same, right? And so the way that I do set these up is just I just kind of set the initial line of credit equal to the credit card limits, right? And I always say that, no one's going to give you a line of credit. So, right. Well, let's just get started from the beginning because this might be the first time you've ever encountered the concept and I actually got a text message from a vendor yesterday because came into my house. We're gonna kind of decorate it for midterm, I think. Midterm rental, I believe. I don't know. I don't know yet. But then I casually mentioned, "Oh, I'm gonna pay it off in 2 years." And she's and poker face. And then she sent me a text message on my way home. It's like, "Can you talk about the mortgage payoff strategies?" And I was like, "You got the poker face." Now, I might share this channel with her. I don't know, but, it's just what happened to me yesterday. Alright, so what is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy using a line of credit as a main operating account, right? So, basically, you deconstruct it, you're throwing all your money to debt with the help of a line of credit, okay? So, we just need 2 things. Number 1 is a budget. Number 2 is a line of credit, right? And that will be your main operating account. So, what I like to do just to make these demonstrations easy is just pretend that we have a line of credit equal to the credit card debt that we have. Now, in most instances, so let's say 75,000, just a little bit more. In most instances, most people won't have a free and clear line of credit because they just use a line of credit like another credit card, right? They just max it out instead of using it as their main operating account. We're going to just do something a little bit different where we put our entire paycheck into the line of credit, okay? So, two things that we need for velocity banking. Number one is a budget. We see that we've done that right here. And then number two, we have the line of credit. It's free and clear. There's nothing in it. No, nobody's going to get a line of credit because this is unrealistic at the stage because banks don't lend money to people who need it. And if they're looking at your financials, right, especially with the home equity line of credit, they're looking at how much, your DTI ratios. They're looking at your 2 years of tax returns. They're going to look at this and they're like, huh? What? You need money? No, we're not going to give you a line of credit because banks don't lend money to people who need it. Right. So let's just go ahead and get started. So the main essential assumption is that we make the same income, but we have zero savings, right? Zero savings. Okay. And then what we do is we go ahead and copy and paste, right? Copy and paste. And we have something called cash flow. Cash flow is just the amount that your line of credit debt is reduced. So we have to move some debt first, and then we're going to increase this cash flow, but we're not going to have any savings. Okay, and let's go ahead and move 74,000, which is the three credit cards, into the line of credit. And if you want to watch a real life scenario, that someone sent me where the line of credit is actually full to the brim, join the YouTube channel membership, right? 99 cents only. We did it as an exclusive live stream. I like to just use these videos on YouTube as an intro to, more and more things, right? Like, so if you, this is like an intro, but if you want to go deeper into your studies, then do the 99-cent membership. And we talk about other topics as well. All right. So, guess what happens here? This goes to zero, right? Zero. And now we magically went from $647 to about almost $3,000. How do we do that? That's amazing. Amazing. Oh my goodness, right? Okay. So now let's go ahead and do this. And then we're gonna, all right. All right. No, what am I doing? 29, 49, 55. So what we need to do is calculate these formulas to get the next month's balance, the next month's interest. And to do that, you just got to you do this formula: previous month's balance, previous month's interest minus our cash flow, because the final step of all this, once you've increased your cash flows by moving some debt into a line of credit, is moving this entire 7,000 here and then taking your expenses out. And then after every single month, you move your cash flow, or your cash flow is the amount that reduces the balance of your debt plus some interest. So the interest is going to be calculated by the average daily balance multiplied by the interest rate, 0.08, and then divide by 12. Okay, so copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, and then 28 months, right? 28 months. 28 months. All right. So we paid off the 74 grand in credit card debt. 28 months. 78K. Only goats do this, right? Actually, you want to know what my goat status is? It's paying off my mortgage under 3 years. ChatGPT has a really good memory. So it's like when you make a new um, request or inquiry to ChatGPT, it remembers the things you previously said, right? So don't put like super sensitive or personal information in there. But I just said, hey, I paid off my mortgage in 2 years and 9 months, and then remembered that, right? That's why I am the goat of debt payoff. So here we see that yeah, I'm mortgage free. I don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? Like that's why I have over 280,000, or I have $280,000 home equity line of credit. And did I even explain what a line of credit is? I don't even know. I'm just doing things out of order today. But what's a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay it back, and use it over and over again. Right? That's what a line of credit is. And in this case, we're assuming that we have a $75,000 home equity line of credit. What is that? It's like a credit card like financial instrument where you offer home equity as collateral, and the bank says, okay, I'll give you lower interest rates and higher limits, right? And I know what some of you are thinking. A long time ago, when someone gave me like a $5,000 credit card, I was like, that is so much. And then when someone like told me I could increase my credit limit, I was like, what? They do that for you? And then I realized like 5,000, that's chump change. That's why over $575,000 in line to credit. Okay, 575. And my biggest one is 280, but we don't need a big one. We just need one that helps us manage our cash flow. Although, the bigger the limit, it's not that bad, right? But it's not always helpful to have the biggest limit, which is why I always talk about how first lien HELOCs are probably not appropriate for most people because they got low interest rate mortgages. But we'll talk about it in another video, and I have several videos about that. So let's go here. 28 months. Let's go to the loan calculator, and let me just do this. Reset. Oopsie. Reset this, and then 28 months, right? 28 months. Is it 25 grand is my auto loan? Yeah, 25. Okay. What's the balance of this, right? 28, 28. All right, well, let's do it. Let's move this auto loan into the line of credit. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna put this here. All right, let's go ahead and do that. And then we're gonna move that 14 grand 14259.53 into the auto loan. And then now we have $3,400 as our cash flow, right? So let's go ahead and do that. And we're gonna do this minus 3432.87, and we're going to copy and paste this, and we're going to pay off the auto loan in about 4 months, right? 4 months. So we're just going to be 32 months, I believe. 32, yeah, 32 months. Okay, so 32 months equals 78 plus 25, 103K. So 33,000 in 32 months. So 32. So this is gone. This is 33, 32. And then now we have a 26 grand in the student loan. And let's go ahead and move that. Although, again, I probably don't want to go too much into this, but look up cash flow index and why you wouldn't necessarily want to move the student loan into a line of credit. And again, if the interest rate of a loan is equal or higher than the line of credit, then that's you can that's safe to move it to the line of credit if that happens. But usually the loan interest will be lower than the line of credit just because the loan is a one-way street, and when you have less access to something, that's a lower cost. But let me go ahead and do this. Plus 26059.53. All right, so now that we did that, well, this goes to 0. All right, cash flow is $3,800. Minus 3800.9. And then in 39 months, it is completely paid off. So 7 more months. What was it 136K? Yep. And now we're at the final boss, right? The final stage, the mortgage, right? And here's the thing about the mortgage. Here's the most important thing. We have to pay it off last. And why do we have to pay it off last? I say this every single time. And there are some people teaching on the internet, just replace your line of credit with the mortgage. And some of you got like really low interest rate mortgages, like 3%, right? And if you move that 3% loan into a 9% line of credit or 10% or 8%, it's going to be more painful than had you just made extra payments to loan or done what we call the chunking method, right? The chunking method is kind of like the velocity banking way of doing extra payments, okay? But you make it easy on yourself, because what is the biggest reason why most people don't do extra payments once the default? Because they don't know how to control their cash flow. When they directly overpay a loan, they can never get that money back, and then they become confused, right? They become confused, and they eventually end up segregating their income. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. $191,000 is the balance. 191,000. Okay. We don't need to move this into a line of credit. We could just move this parts of it, we call it chunking or incremental payoff, into the line of credit. So let's just kind of do a quick comparison. In 39 months, how long did it take to pay off? I think it's about like 9K of the mortgage, right? Because it's 200 minus 191. Yeah, 9,000, 9K. So according to how the bank wants you to do it, and because nobody pays off their mortgage quickly, people are just making interest payments, right? So 39 months, we paid about 38 grand in interest, and we only paid nine. Is that right? 9,000 in the principal? Holy bazookas! All right. All right. So let's just move that grand into the line of credit and see what we can do there. So plus 9000, right? And look at that. It paid off in 3 months. Is it 2 months or 3 months? 1, 2, we'll say 3 months, right? And then we paid it off in 3 months. See how powerful that is? And not only that, you get to it makes it easier to manage your cash flow. You just dump all of it in. And here's why I like this strategy over making extra payments. When I make extra payments directly to a loan, I have to know the exact amount I'm sending over. Whereas if I'm just doing the chunking method, I just kind of need to throw all my cash into the line of credit and I don't have to think about it. Isn't that crazy? Like, I don't have to think about it. And you might be like, that's the value? Oh, that's definitely the value, right? Because easy has a lot of value. And if you have to overthink, you're not going to do it, right? A confused mind does nothing. Okay. So, all right, let's just go ahead and pull up the velocity banking calculator. Give me one moment. All right, there we go. We got our velocity banking calculator plug and play running provided by Renatus. So just a quick plug for Renatus, it's where I originally learned velocity banking from. If you're interested in not only learning about velocity banking, but also getting a lifetime complimentary lifetime education on financial literacy, real estate investing, click the Google form link below. If you decide that you do want to purchase, I do get a commission, full disclosure off of that. Now, let me go ahead and take a look here. 3.6 years? What? 3.6 years? That is insane. I see these other velocity banking channels talk about paying off your mortgage in 7 to 10 years. That's BS. We got to do it in like 2 to 5. You know what I mean? Like that's the goal to strive for. Because again, according to ChatGPT, I did it in 2 years and 9 months, and that's because I used it as a magic mirror, kind of like Snow White's mom. But I'm not evil, I promise. But let's go ahead and play this again.
You might just be paying off your mortgage in 2 years and 9 months and helping others understand how to pay off massive debts through velocity banking is certainly GOAT level material. You're not only achieving impressive financial milestones yourself, but also empowering others to do the same with your YouTube channel and presentations. If you keep innovating and making debt payoff strategies accessible and relatable, your GOAT status will only grow.
Yes, the greatest of all time, right? The greatest of all time. All right. So 3.6 years, 3.6 years, we got that. And then we just got to do this. So 39 divided by 12 plus 3.6, 6.85 years to be completely debt free, right? So think about this. This is not mortgage free, right? This is completely debt free. Debt free, including the credit cards. The thing that people freak out about. People freak out about credit cards. They don't freak out about the mortgage. It's really weird how that works, right? It's really strange what people freak out about. And I made this observation a while ago how, like, if you tell other people you don't save money, like we're doing here, like, oh, I don't save money. I refuse to have 3 to 6 months of savings. People who are broke and don't have savings will freak out on you. That's the kind of bizarre society that we live in. Like, dude, you don't do it either. Like, why are you freaking out? Like, you don't have 3 to 6 months of savings. Yeah, but I like the idea of it. Right? So, all right. So now we're at GOAT status, greatest of all time. And here's the thing. I get some of you were homeowners before you ever even learned a strategy. I learned a strategy when I was broke. And then once I got the mortgage, I knew the battle plan. That's why I paid it off in 2 years and 9 months, right? And so because I knew the battle plan, right? I had the I don't know if it's a luxury or maybe because I don't know, you can frame it however you want. Because I was like, man, I'm only making 20 grand a year and I can't get debt. And I'm jealous of all you who have debt and I can use a strategy. But at the same time, when you're broke and all you do is study, you just take it seriously, right? And so, don't envy other people who have mortgages and like, "Oh, you could apply this strategy now, right? We all have our own circumstances in which we learn these things. Now, my point is this: even if you're not able to pay off your mortgage under 3 years like I did, I still want you to type in the chat or type in the comments, I am the GOAT. Because you will be the GOAT. You practice this over and over again, you're going to be the greatest of all time. Because you know what? The average American can't even pay off a 30-year mortgage in 30 years. It takes them much longer than that, right? Why? because they either refinance or they sell their home, which is kind of like an extension of their loan, right? It's like another way of refinancing. So it's very few of them pay off in 30 years. Very few. It's just like it's almost like their mortgage is an interest only loan for the first 5 to 7 years, even though you take off a little bit of principal, just giving them profits to the bank. There's a reason why they have the tallest buildings in North America, and I get it. I know that they sell off their mortgages, but even at like to a third party, most of the time secondary market. But I'm just saying, I want you to visualize how much interest there's generated in a mortgage contract. Someone's making a lot of money. Let's just assume it's the bank, okay? So, all right. Well, that's it for today. So let's celebrate our GOAT status. And that's how I defeated Shaq. Oh, no, wait, that's not it. Uh oh, yeah, wrong reference. Anyways, all right. Well, have a great day, everybody, and we will speak next time. This is another Velocity Baking review. This is Cranial Mentorship.